President Joe Biden celebrated automakers' ambitious electric vehicle goals at the White House. But the surprising thing was that the popular and the world's largest EV manufacturer, Tesla, was absent. Instead, Biden was joined by executives from GM, General Motors, and Ford, as well as Stellantis, the company formed earlier this year by the merger of Fiat Chrysler and France's PSA. However, electric vehicles account for only a small portion of these companies' U.S. sales, 1.5% for GM and 1.3% for Ford so far this year, and Stellantis doesn't yet sell pure EVs in the U.S. Meanwhile, Tesla has always produced only battery-powered electric vehicles. So why wouldn't the world's largest EV manufacturer be invited to the table? Is this the reason Musk is accusing Biden of being corrupt? So let's find out in today's video. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more such videos. According to sources knowing the situation, Biden and senior White House officials have signaled to their allies privately that they were not planning to invite Musk to any upcoming meetings with senior executives. However, these individuals chose not to be identified to speak freely about private conversations. Musk has chastised the president on Twitter, most recently in January, after Joe Biden met with Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, and Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford Motor, in a briefing with more corporate leaders to discuss the Build Back Better initiative by Biden, which is currently stalled in Congress. Musk referred to Biden as a damp sock puppet in a human form in a tweet. When asked about Musk's absence at the time by CNBC, Biden's top economic advisor, Brian D. said, "When it's about electric vehicles, they desire the United States to be the place where the EV's revolution is driven, and where we increase our global export share while creating more good jobs in America. So it's not about any particular company." Musk's criticism has irritated the president and his team behind the scenes. What did Elon say? In an email exchange with CNBC, Tesla CEO Elon Musk accused Joe Biden, the president, of ignoring his electric vehicle company instead of focusing on legacy automakers. But he also sought to reassure White House officials concerned that he would do or say something embarrassing if invited to speak at a White House event. Musk said they have nothing to be concerned about. "I'll do what is right." Musk made the remarks after CNBC contacted him about new reports he would not be invited for further events with corporate leaders. He said, "The concept of a feud is incorrect. Biden has consistently ignored Tesla and falsely announced to the public that General Motors leads the electric car industry, even though Tesla produced over 300,000 electric vehicles last quarter and GM produced just 26. For the first time during his presidency, Biden acknowledged Tesla as the nation's largest producer of electric vehicles in February. Musk and the White House have been at odds since the Biden administration began, as the president pushes for infrastructure reform and tries to persuade automakers to go green. In January, GM CEO Mary Barra told Biden that the company plans to invest $7 billion in Michigan to further their EV manufacturing. GM's headquarters are in Detroit. Musk responded to Barra and Biden's remarks by tweeting, "Starts with the T, ends with an A, ESL in the middle." It got so bad that no one in the administration was even allowed to say the word Tesla. Because of public outrage and media pressure over that statement, he was forced to admit that Tesla does lead the EV industry. Musk said, "I wouldn't exactly call that praise." Response from the White House. The White House has finally responded to why Tesla was excluded from the EV event. Somehow it's more than just an electric vehicle event, as some in the comments kindly pointed out, but the event is focused on selling more EVs by 2030, a 50% market share that includes plug-in hybrids and full electrics. According to MarketWatch, the White House excluded Tesla due to labor unions. Secretary Psaki began her briefing by discussing President Biden's investments in addressing the climate crisis. She then spoke about positioning America to drive the future of electric vehicles with the goal of outcompeting China. She said he would sign an executive order to set a new goal to make half of all new EVs sold in 2030 zero-emissions vehicles. These are examples of plug-in hybrids, battery electric vehicles, and fuel cell vehicles. One of the reporters asked during the Q&A, "Could you tell us why Tesla was not invited to this event?" The secretary said, "Of course, we applaud the efforts of all the EV automakers, recognizing the potential of an EV's future and support efforts that'll help the president achieve his goal. And Tesla is unquestionably one of those companies." Today, President Biden will be joined by the United Auto Workers' three largest employers and the UAW president as he announced his ambitious new target. Still, we would not expect this to be the last time we talk about clean cars, the transition to EVs, and will look forward to having a range of partners in that effort. So it's not because Tesla is a non-union workplace? Well, since these are the three largest UAW employers, I'll let you draw your conclusions. It has nothing to do with electric vehicles. It has everything to do with political ploys. However, it brings EVs to the forefront, and Tesla will benefit from the free press as more people learn that it's not only the country's best-selling EV manufacturer, but also the world's. Tesla's mission will also be a focal point, allowing me to see the silver lining in the dark cloud of political snubs and drama. The bright side is that Tesla will continue to meet its sustainability goals, and all of this drama will only hasten Tesla's transition to sustainability. Moreover, in an email to CNBC on Tuesday, a White House spokesperson praised Tesla, saying, "Tesla did extraordinary things for EVs, and that's a big part of why the entire industry now knows EVs are the future." A White House representative also targeted Musk. Tesla also benefited greatly from previous EV tax credits, the representative said. Unfortunately, their CEO has opposed new EV tax credits. What is the tax about? The Democratic plan is to utilize revenue from billionaire tax to pay for a domestic policy package that's being negotiated in Congress, and will provide universal pre-kindergarten, help combat climate change, and expand healthcare programs, etc. The proposal was not included in the framework of President Joe Biden for a domestic policy package released recently. Elon Musk, who surpassed Jeff Bezos, Amazon founder in wealth, with Tesla's soaring share price, could face a $50 billion tax hit under the Democratic proposal. He says, "Forget it, my plan." SpaceX founder Elon Musk said of his fortune is to utilize the money to get humanity to Mars while preserving the light of consciousness. He may get his wish as the proposal has been removed from the White House framework. Musk argued earlier this week that the fundamental problem is that the government spends a lot of money, and he warned that the billionaire tax proposal could eventually lead to tax increases for more Americans. "Eventually, they run out of people's money and later they come after you," he tweeted. The Democratic proposal, unveiled by Senator Ron Wyden, said that it would tax capital gains at 20% and net investment income at 3.8% for people with $1 billion or more in assets, or 3 consecutive years of income of $100 million or more. It applies to 800 people who would be available to pay tax on the value of the tradable items, such as stocks, even if they didn't sell them. Under such law, these assets are taxed after being sold. According to supporters, the tax could raise $200 billion over 10 years, which could help fund Biden's legislative priorities. However, the Republican Party is united in its opposition to the proposal. Some have speculated that it'll be challenged in court. The Democrats' proposal came amid growing concerns about vast economic inequality, with the wealth of many American multi-billionaires increasing even more during the COVID-19 pandemic, thanks to increased stock and home equity than before the virus struck. The proposal was condemned by the real estate and billionaire grocery chain magnate John Katzimatidis, who owns Christie's, as something you would expect Putin to do. Referring to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Katzimatidis told the Associated Press that the billionaire tax plan is a little bit insane. So, what do you think about Joe Biden's corruption with the tax he was trying to impose? Share with us in the comments, and remember to subscribe for more.